Black History Month, a celebration of power, legacy, and impact. Black History Month isn't just about remembering the past, it's about recognizing the power of Black influence in every aspect of society. It's about honoring the architects of change, those who fought, created, innovated, and paved the way for us to be here today. But it's also about looking at how Black excellence continues to shape the world in real time. Black history is sports history. It's music history. It's political history. It's world history. From the resilience of those who survived the transatlantic slave trade, to the leaders of the civil rights movement, to the artists and athletes breaking barriers today, Black people have always been at the forefront of change. We built, we led, we innovated, even when the world tried to erase our stories. Black history isn't just about struggle, it's about triumph. It's about those who refuse to be silenced, from the streets to the stages, from the boardrooms to the end zones. It's about the rhythm in our music, the style in our fashion, the swagger in our sports, the genius in our inventions, and the soul in our storytelling. And nowhere is that energy more present than in sports, where Black athletes don't just compete, they define the game. That brings us to the Philadelphia Eagles, a team whose legacy is just as much about history as it is about the fans who ride for them. Philadelphia Eagles, a win for the culture, a lesson for the future. The Philadelphia Eagles' recent Super Bowl victory felt like a win for the Black community. From trailblazers like Randall Cunningham to modern stars like Jalen Hurts, the Eagles have long been a team that has broken barriers, especially in a league that hasn't always embraced Black quarterbacks or coaches. Their success represents resilience, talent, and the progress of Black athletes in the NFL. But this win was even more special because it happened in New Orleans, one of the most culturally rich and historically significant cities for Black people in America. New Orleans isn't just a place, it's a heartbeat of Black resilience, creativity, and survival. From the birth of jazz to the strength of its people after Hurricane Katrina, it represents everything we fight for: our artistry, our legacy, and our ability to rise no matter what. And yet, even with this powerful moment happening in such a historic city, the celebrations in Philly took a disappointing turn. Riots, looting, destruction. I get it. People are hurting, frustrated with the government, tired of struggling paycheck to paycheck, carrying the weight of generational pain. But let's be real. Destruction doesn't serve our cause. Philly has endured so much already, and while the anger is justified, we have to move differently. We have to play the game right. It's a sad truth, but one we can't ignore. Then came the halftime show. And if you were really paying attention, Kendrick Lamar wasn't just performing, he was making a statement. The PlayStation-inspired stage, a clear nod to GTA, San Andreas, represented more than nostalgia. It was about survival, about navigating a system built to challenge us and still coming out on top. The Uncle Sam imagery was a warning, reminding us that the Black community has to stop being pawns in a system that profits from our division. And let's talk about the shots at Drake, because this was more than just a rap beat. It was a lesson. You can't throw stones at someone who's built a fortress in his artistry. You can't start battles with people who have just as much passion and fire as you, because when the world picks a side, you can't be mad at the results. What made Kendrick's performance even more powerful were the seamless transitions between each song. It wasn't just a set list, it was a story unfolding in real time. Every shift in beat, every visual change, every lyric choice was intentional. Uncle Sam wasn't just a figure in the background. He was guiding the transitions, playing a role in how the message was delivered. From one track to the next, you could see how Kendrick shifted narratives, sometimes highlighting power, other times exposing manipulation. The transitions weren't just about moving from song to song. They were about moving through the stages of awareness. The Uncle Sam imagery symbolized control, making the audience question, who really runs the show? Who profits from the culture? Who pulls the strings? Kendrick made sure we didn't just watch the performance, we felt it. He layered each transition with historical weight, cultural commentary, and personal defiance, the mark of a true artist who isn't afraid to challenge the system. And while we're on the top, history to the stage with the Crip Walk, a dance that started in Compton, rooted in struggle and survival, now redefined as a symbol of cultural pride. When she first did it at the 2012 Olympics, critics called it inappropriate. But why should we be ashamed of our history? Why is it that when we embrace where we come from, it makes people uncomfortable? Her performance wasn't just about dance. It was about reclaiming and evolving our culture, proving that our roots aren't something to hide, but something to own. And let's not forget, Serena and Drake have history. Her performing during Kendrick's set for Not Like Us, a track clearly aimed at Drake, wasn't a coincidence. This was a statement, a reminder that narratives shift, alliances form, and the culture is always watching. Water, fluid, ever-changing, and powerful. But what happens when it turns red? The mystery of red rivers. Recently, rivers around the world have been turning red, with the latest case in Argentina. Scientists believe pollution or industrial dye is responsible, but history and folklore suggest a deeper story. Folktales and myths. The Bible describes the Nile turning to blood as a divine warning. In African and indigenous cultures, rivers are sacred, linked to gods, spirits, and the cycle of life. Peru's Red River flows naturally due to iron-rich mountains, proving that not all red rivers are unnatural. Science, spirituality, and manifestation. Whether it's science, a message, or something beyond explanation, one thing is certain: water is powerful. It sustains life, carries energy, and reflects intention. Speak success, health, and abundance into your water. Set your manifestations by the riverside and tap into the magic it holds. Is this a natural event, a warning, or something more? Which brings me to this: love. Valentine's Day has meant many things throughout history. What we now celebrate as a day of romance began with ancient traditions that had little to do with roses or candlelit dinners. Some trace it back to the Roman festival Lupercalia, a ritual of purification and fertility where men and women were paired in hopes of new beginnings. Others tie it to Saint Valentine, a mysterious figure said to have defied an emperor's ban on marriage, performing secret ceremonies for lovers in the shadows of persecution. Over time, poetry and devotion transformed it. By the Middle Ages, courtly love flourished, and handwritten letters of admiration became the earliest Valentine's cards. Centuries later, the Industrial Revolution mass-produced them, shaping the holiday into what we recognize today. A day wrapped in red, filled with flowers, and marked by grand declarations. But at its core, Valentine's Day has always been about love. And love is never just one thing. It isn't confined to romance alone. It's the laughter of friendship, the deep pull of passion, the quiet resilience of the heart, and the sacred act of self-care. Yet, for so long, we've been told what love should look like, how it should be celebrated, and who it should include. But love, like history, like culture, like life itself, is ours to define. So whether you celebrate with a partner, with friends, in the joy of your own company, or by embracing love in its infinite forms, this day is yours to shape, yours to own. Because love is boundless, and so are we. The world is shifting. Can you feel it? From the bold statement in the Super Bowl halftime show to the Eagles' victory, the energy was undeniable. But it doesn't stop there. Rivers turning blood red, cosmic alignments at play, political shifts unfolding. Everything is connected. It's Black History Month, a time of remembrance, resilience, and power. It's Valentine's season, a moment to redefine love, whether for ourselves, our community, or something greater. Rebellion, prophecy, transformation, it's all happening at once. This isn't just coincidence. This is a moment. The only question is, are you paying attention? Like, comment, and subscribe. But most of all, share. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for your support.